Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Today, we're exploring the profound beginnings of sin with 25 challenging questions from the book of Genesis. From the Garden of Eden to the Tower of Babel, these questions will take you on a journey through humanity's earliest struggles with temptation, rebellion, and redemption. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us share the timeless truths of God's Word while bringing you more enriching biblical content. We'd love to hear from you. Share your scores, insights, or suggestions for future quizzes in the comments below. Let's dive in and discover how it all began. Let's get started. Question 1. What sin did Adam and Eve commit in the Garden of Eden? A. Lied to God. B. Hurt each other. C. Worshipped a false god. D. Ate fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Ate fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 6, Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, disobeying God's command. This act of rebellion introduced sin into the world, bringing separation from God and consequences like shame, suffering, and death. Their choice reflects humanity's struggle with temptation and the desire for autonomy. Question 2. What was the first recorded sin outside of the Garden of Eden? A. Idolatry. B. Stealing. C. Killing a brother. D. Dishonoring parents. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Killing a brother. Genesis chapter 4, verse 8 records Cain killing Abel out of jealousy after God favored Abel's offering. This act of murder, the first recorded sin outside Eden, highlights the destructive power of envy and anger when left unchecked, illustrating the rapid spread of sin after the fall. Question 3. What was the sin of Adam and Eve's son, Cain, after he killed Abel? A. He denied responsibility. B. He lied to his parents. C. He fled the country. D. He blamed Abel. You get 10 seconds. That's A. He denied responsibility. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 9, when God asked Cain about Abel, Cain replied, "Am I my brother's keeper?" This denial of responsibility highlights the hardness of Cain's heart and shows how sin separates humanity not only from God, but also from each other, leading to relational breakdown. Question 4. What did God curse Cain with after he killed Abel? A. Death. B. Silence. C. Banishment from Eden. D. A restless and wandering life. You get 10 seconds. That's D. A restless and wandering life. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 12, God sentenced Cain to be a restless wanderer on the earth, cursed from the ground that would no longer yield crops for him. Despite the punishment, God showed mercy by marking Cain to protect him from revenge. reflecting his justice tempered by compassion. Question 5. What did God do to punish humanity's wickedness? A. Flooded the earth. B. Sent fire. C. Sent plagues. D. Confused their language. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Flooded the earth. Genesis chapter 6, verses 5 to 7 explains that God sent the flood because human wickedness had become pervasive, with every inclination of their hearts being evil. The flood served as divine judgment but also revealed God's mercy, as Noah and his family were preserved to restart humanity and maintain his covenant with creation. Esteemed pal, stay in the know and never miss a quiz again. Hit subscribe and be the first to catch all the excitement. Question 6. What was Noah's sin after the flood? A. Pride. B. Anger. C. Laziness. D. Drunkenness. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Drunkenness. Genesis chapter 9, verses 20 to 21 recounts Noah planting a vineyard, drinking too much wine and becoming drunk, exposing himself in his tent. This incident demonstrates that even the most faithful individuals can fall into sin, reminding us of humanity's ongoing struggle with weaknesses despite experiencing God's grace and deliverance. Question 7. What sin did Ham commit after Noah's drunkenness? A. He disobeyed God. B. He cursed his brothers. C. He mocked his father. D. He stole Noah's possessions. You get 10 seconds. That's C. He mocked his father. Genesis chapter 9, verses 22 to 24 shows Ham dishonoring his father by exposing and gossiping about Noah's drunkenness instead of covering him. This act led to a curse on Ham's descendants, teaching the importance of respecting and protecting family relationships even when they falter. Question 8. What was the sin of the people at Babel? A. Greed. B. Pride. C. Idolatry. D. Violence. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Pride. Genesis chapter 11 verse 4 describes the people of Babel attempting to build a tower reaching to the heavens, symbolizing their pride and self-reliance. They sought to make a name for themselves and defied God's command to spread across the earth. In response, God confused their language and scattered them, illustrating the futility of human arrogance against divine authority. Question 9. What lie did Abram tell about Sarai in Egypt? A. She was a widow. B. She was his sister. C. She was his servant. D. She was his daughter. You get 10 seconds. That's B. She was his sister. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 13, Abram lied to Pharaoh, claiming Sarai was his sister to protect himself from harm. Although God intervened to protect Sarai, Abram's deceit reflected his lack of trust in God's promises. This incident underscores the consequences of fear-driven dishonesty. Question 10. What sin did Lot's wife commit when fleeing Sodom and Gomorrah? A. Refusing to leave. B. Lying to the angels. C. Stealing from Sodom. D. Turning back to look at the city. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Turning back to look at the city. Genesis chapter 19, verse 26 recounts Lot's wife looking back at Sodom, disobeying God's explicit instruction to flee without turning back. Her punishment, being turned into a pillar of salt, symbolizes the danger of clinging to sinful pasts. This story serves as a warning to focus on God's direction rather than longing for what He has called us to leave behind. Question 11. What sin did Sarah commit when God promised her a son? A. She doubted God. B. She rejected Isaac. C. She cursed Abraham. D. She ignored the promise. You get 10 seconds. That's A. She doubted God. In Genesis chapter 18, verse 12, Sarah laughed when she overheard God's promise of a son, doubting due to her old age. Her laughter revealed her disbelief in God's power to fulfill His promises. Despite her doubt, God proved faithful, and Isaac's birth demonstrated his ability to accomplish what seems impossible to humans. Question 12. What grievous sin was committed by the men of Sodom? A. Theft. B. Murder. C. Sexual immorality. D. Idolatry. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Sexual immorality. Genesis chapter 19, verses 4 to 5 highlights the pervasive sexual immorality and violence in Sodom and Gomorrah, but Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 49 also points to pride, greed, and neglect of the poor. These cities were destroyed as a result of their unrepentant wickedness. The judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah reflects God's intolerance of sin and His call for justice and righteousness. Question 13. How did Jacob obtain his father's blessing? A. He lied. B. He bribed. C. He prayed. D. He begged. You get 10 seconds. That's A. He lied. Genesis chapter 27, verses 19 to 24, Jacob deceived his father Isaac by pretending to be his older brother Esau to receive the blessing meant for the firstborn. Although this fulfilled God's prophecy that the older would serve the younger, Genesis chapter 25, verse 23, the deceit caused family division and forced Jacob to flee. This story reveals both human imperfection and God's sovereignty in working through flawed individuals. Question 14. What sin did Esau commit against his birthright? A. He destroyed it. B. He lied to Rebekah. C. He sold it for food. D. He stole Jacob's blessing. You get 10 seconds. That's C. He sold it for food. Genesis chapter 25 verses 29 to 34 shows Esau despising his birthright by trading it for a bowl of stew, valuing temporary satisfaction over lasting spiritual blessings. His impulsiveness serves as a cautionary tale about prioritizing immediate desires over long-term significance and God's gifts. Question 15. Why did Joseph's brothers sell him into slavery? A. Fear. B. Greed. C. Anger. D. Jealousy. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Jealousy. Genesis chapter 37 verses 4 to 28 shows that Joseph's brothers were jealous of their father Jacob's favoritism and Joseph's prophetic dreams of leadership. Consumed by envy, they sold him to traders heading to Egypt. This betrayal highlights the destructive power of jealousy, but also sets the stage for God's plan to save their family and many others through Joseph. Question 16. What lie did Joseph's brothers tell their father? A. Joseph rebelled. B. Joseph was killed. C. Joseph ran away. D. Joseph got lost. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Joseph was killed. In Genesis chapter 37, verses 31 to 33, Joseph's brothers dipped his robe in goat's blood and claimed he had been killed by a wild animal. This lie devastated Jacob and shows how sin leads to guilt and more lies. Despite their betrayal, God used these events to fulfill his greater purposes, turning their evil actions into eventual reconciliation and salvation. Question 17. How did Laban deceive Jacob? A. He hid Rebekah. B. He cursed Jacob. C. He switched brides. D. He stole his livestock. You get 10 seconds. That's C. He switched brides. Genesis chapter 29 verses 23 to 25 reveals Laban's deceit in giving Leah to Jacob instead of Rachel, whom Jacob loved and worked 7 years to marry. This act of manipulation caused further complications in Jacob's family, showing how deceit breeds conflict and mistrust. Question 18. What sin did Rachel commit regarding Laban? A. Lied to God. B. Stole idols. C. Fled secretly. D. Dishonored him. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Stole idols. Genesis chapter 31 verse 19 states that Rachel stole Laban's household gods as Jacob's family fled. This act of theft reflects a lingering attachment to idols, revealing a lack of complete trust in God's protection. Rachel's sin highlights the struggle of even God's chosen people to fully separate themselves from cultural influences of idolatry and sin. Question 19. What sin did Shechem commit against Dinah? A. Lied. B. Stole. C. Defiled. D. Enslaved. You get 10 seconds. That's C. Defiled. Genesis chapter 34 verse 2 reveals that Shechem, son of Hamor, defiled Dinah, Jacob's daughter. This grievous sin of sexual violence dishonored Dinah and her family, leading to outrage and revenge by her brothers. Shechem's actions underscore the devastating impact of immorality and the importance of justice and accountability. Question 20. What sin did Simeon and Levi commit against the men of Shechem? A. Lied. B. Stole. C. Cursed. D. Deceived and killed. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Deceived and killed. Genesis chapter 34 verses 25 to 26 shows Simeon and Levi deceiving the men of Shechem by demanding circumcision, then killing them to avenge Dinah's defilement. While they sought to defend their sister's honor, their actions revealed sinful anger, deceit, and a disregard for justice. This act brought shame and consequences to their family, reflecting the dangers of taking vengeance into one's own hands. Stay with us until the end of the video to see how many Bible quiz questions you got right. Don't forget to note your score and share it with us in the comments section. Let's explore and learn more about the Bible with these fun and interesting questions. Question 21. How did Reuben sin against Jacob? A. Stole. B. Slept with Bilhah. C. Abandoned family. D. Lied about Joseph. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Slept with Bilhah. Genesis chapter 35 verse 22 reveals Reuben slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine, an act of great disrespect and betrayal. This sin undermined Jacob's authority and damaged family relationships. This incident highlights the importance of honoring family and maintaining integrity. Question 22. What lie did Potiphar's wife tell about Joseph? A. He attacked her. B. He ignored her. C. He cursed her. D. He stole from her. You get 10 seconds. That's A. He attacked her. Genesis chapter 39 verses 14 to 18 recounts how Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph of attempting to assault her after he rejected her advances. This lie led to Joseph's unjust imprisonment, but it also highlighted his integrity and faithfulness to God. Despite her deceit, God used this situation to position Joseph for greater purposes, showing his sovereignty over human wrongdoing. Question 23. What sin did Judah's son commit? A. Lied. B. Wickedness. C. Disobeyed. D. Worshipped idols. You get 10 seconds. That's B. Wickedness. Genesis chapter 38 verse 7 states that was wicked in God's sight, leading to his death. Though the Bible doesn't specify his sin, his actions were grievous enough to provoke divine judgment. This highlights God's intolerance of persistent sin and serves as a reminder that righteousness and obedience are foundational in maintaining God's favor and protection. Question 24. What sin did Onan commit? A. Denied offspring. B. Refused marriage. C. Lied. D. Disobeyed God. You get 10 seconds. That's A. Denied offspring. Genesis chapter 38 verses 8 to 10 recounts how Onan refused to fulfill the levirate duty to provide offspring for his deceased brother by Tamar. He deliberately prevented conception, displaying selfishness and contempt for family obligations. His actions led to his death by God's judgment, emphasizing the importance of faithfulness to familial responsibilities and God's commands. Question 25. What sin did Tamar commit? A. Disobeyed Judah. B. Lied to Judah. C. Stole from Judah. D. Tricked Judah. You get 10 seconds. That's D. Tricked Judah. Genesis chapter 38 verses 13 to 19 details Tamar disguising herself as a prostitute to compel Judah to fulfill his familial duty. While her actions involved trickery, they exposed Judah's neglect and secured the continuation of the family line. Tamar's story demonstrates how God can redeem even flawed circumstances, as her offspring became part of the lineage leading to King David and Jesus Christ. Awesome! Congratulations on completing this unique journey through Genesis to learn about the origin of sin. Whether you passed the quiz or learned something new, remember that Genesis lays the foundation for God's plan of redemption, a theme that is woven throughout the Bible. If you enjoyed this quiz, give it a like and share it with others who might enjoy this challenge. Don't forget to subscribe for more quizzes and deeper Bible studies. Thank you, and may your journey through God's Word bring you wisdom, growth, and blessings. Until next time, let's continue to explore the truth and power of the Bible. See you soon.